few reactions said, due to this budget, tackling inflation will be key challenge for budget. And daycare and other facilities recommended for women development, pay tax timely or lose utility connection. It is another penalty. So we'll listen from you. So this was my small presentation on proposed budget. Now we would like to listen from you. What is the implication of each of these initiatives and how this will be implemented? What is the nitty-gritty of this budget? And could you please, sir, have a look on this budget and give your overall reaction? Over to you, sir.
I think I cannot remember everything what you have presented now. But can you ask me specific question one by one so that I can discuss this issue?
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Sir, as one positive initiative was that government tried to focus on made in Bangladesh. So this is praiseworthy. But at the same time, government is remaining 1% of capital machinery's import duty the same. So you are promoting made in Bangladesh, but your capital machinery import duty is the same. How does it affect? What is your evaluation?
Actually, the made in Bangladesh, they want to promote the made in Bangladesh. It's a concept. It is not a specific action. So under this concept, what they did, government has proposed the budget. In certain cases, a refrigerator or deep freezer, governments reduce the tax on components, imported components, so that the assembling plant can benefit it. More assembly company can come up for production here. So you can say, and another sector is the laptop, computer laptop. They did the same thing. Government reduced the import duty on components and promoting assembling in Bangladesh by some manufacturers. So you can say these are the actions government has taken to make made in Bangladesh and concept. And so that that means they are promoting made in Bangladesh through tax benefit for the manufacturers or those who will put their seal made in Bangladesh on the product. Government have an intention, a plan, and some actions how to promote made in Bangladesh or product made in Bangladesh. At the same time, you say is the tax on the imported industrial machinery remains same. Yes, government could reduce the tax. Why not the tax on machinery should be zero? Because government is allowing machinery import by the export-oriented garments industries or other industries at zero tariff. So in order to promote the tax on machinery, it's not a big deal. The government don't get much revenue from this sector. So I would rather agree with you that government could consider to reduce the tax on capital machinery for all sorts of industry in Bangladesh.
Thank you very much, sir. You have rightly pointed out that government is trying to inspire local assembly. Therefore, they reduce tax on instrument, but impose subsidy duty on laptop, the finished laptop. So it will encourage local production. My second question to you, government proposed a corporate tax reduction in few sectors, some sectors. Why not for across the board?
That is a question because the government is charging very high on mobile phone company and banks, non-traded public, non-traded banks and insurance company. And the tax is really high. And on the other end, for the listed companies, for the other companies, corporate tax, they have tried reduce. And although there are some challenges as well, they reduced the tax. For last year also, there was a reduction of 2.5%. This year also, government proposed that the corporate tax will be reduced to 20%.
For few
But
sectors, not all the sectors.
for few sectors. But that is also conditional. As you know, government says, these companies, those who want to avail this facility, reduce tax, they should spend only 1 lakh taka per month or 12 lakhs taka per year in cash. So if you look into the expenditure nature of the companies, for a big company, transaction only 1 lakh taka means this company will not be able to entertain tea or biscuit to guest visitors. So and most of the in many occasions, Bangladesh is a very informal sector. We cannot buy different product, biscuits, say for example, office stationery and others without paying cash. We cannot pay them through check or other means of banking channel. So there is a limited transaction through bKash and others. Of course, I know. But it's very difficult to maintain this strict condition of only expenditure or cash in expenditure 12 lakhs taka. So, and also there is another challenge is that government has increased the tax deduct at source. So, they deduct the tax at source by different organization on gross revenue. What total a company's total sales, they impose tax, advance tax deduction from total revenue. But as you know, profit of the company determined by net profit by from gross sales to minus total cost of the product. Then it comes down to a gross profit. Then the direct administrative expenditure deduction, then the figure will come as net price, net profit. Government is to, as per standard practice, the income tax calculated on the basis of net profit. But government impose a tax at source on the basis on the total gross revenue. So the impact of this, as expert calculated that if one company is paying 50% on gross revenue, 5% on gross revenue, its impact is 60% on their net profit. So for a company, those who want to be a break-even point at zero profit, he should pay 16% of his gross of his profit. So it is very difficult job. After paying 60% tax, can you imagine, can a business do the business in profit? So naturally, it is the tax rate is very high, considering the deducted source or advance tax. So it will offset this policy of deduction at source, and also and this deduction is in most of the cases non-adjustable. They cannot get the credit for the tax. If the actual tax is lower, they cannot get back this money from the government exchequer. So after all this condition and after increasing the deducted source, I believe the total tax on this corporate tax will be much more higher than the existing rate. So unfortunately, government actually did not reduce the tax. They have rescheduled the tax in different angle, and so it will actually increase the expenses. So it is not good for the corporations with this eyewash of reduction of corporate tax.
So at the same time, you perhaps know that in this budget, from this budget, a deputy tax commissioner, DCT, or below rank officer can go anywhere and check you any sort of transaction files. And if there is any limitations, then they can fine you. As a business person, what is your reaction regarding this proposal? The judicial power to deputy tax commissioner and below rank, not the upper one.
Up to extent commissioner. This is actually basic, against the basic fundamental human rights of of the people. At the same time, it is violation of the constitution that the tax official has been given the judicial power. At the same time, this budget is going to increase the discretionary power of the tax officials. They can impose any tax up to 50 lakhs taka. And there is another proposal that if anybody create an obstacle to the total function of the revenue officers, they can indict the people and penalize them with fine. That means it's a very regressive law. The obstacle created by the taxpayer is a very vague term. If somebody makes some argument, then it can be